Hi there, RC Girl here. Welcome to the second episode of my ECX Barrage build. If you missed my first episode, I did an unboxing of the kit and also highlighted a lot of the key upgrades that ECX incorporated into their kit version of the Barrage. And also exciting news this week is that ECX just released their Gen 2 in the ready-to-run version. So if you don't feel like doing the kit build, definitely check out their website or your local hobby shop and check out the Gen 2. So in this episode, I'm going to show you guys the build and also show you guys how to paint the body. I'm going to do the final reveal, and then hopefully in my next episode, I will do the trail run. So stay tuned. I was originally going to follow along with the build kind of step by step, but it's super simple. Even if you've never built an RC before, follow the instructions. I think it took me about 3 hours one night, so not too bad. I wanted to go over some of the key highlights here. I soldered on an XT60 connector onto the ESC and the battery, and I'm going to be using LiPos. You can use up to a 2 or 3 cell LiPo, but it comes with a 900 milliamp NiMH battery, and this is totally fine if you have that, but I do have a huge charging setup and I want to use my existing batteries. We got our Falcon licensed tires. These tires are pretty nice. They have foams in them. If anything, they're a little bit stiff, so they might need some breaking in. I'm gonna make sure to also tape the tires with some negative pressure, so make sure that they're waterproof. I think that'll help with the crawling ability. So if you look underneath, the Gen 2 version of the Barrage comes with a 4-point design, which is gonna mean more articulation. I did notice that the shocks are a little bit stiff, and so you can either put in a lighter spring, and I also talked to the ECX folks and they said that to try a lighter weight shock oil, so I'm probably going to do that. So our servo, I did install an upgraded servo already. It comes with a 54 ounces per inch servo, which is going to be just fine if you're just starting out, but I did upgrade this component already. I put an aluminum servo horn on it. I think it comes with a plastic one, and the Gen 2 Barrage comes with aluminum steering links, which is awesome. So the Gen 2 of the Barrage comes with a 390 size motor. Their Gen 1 comes with a 370, so this is going to be a higher power motor, so I'm excited to test that out. The gears and the transmission came pre-assembled. Our diff boxes here are not actually a real differential, it's just one gear, so if you had a real diff, the tires would rotate in different directions. So these are going to be lock diffs, which is great for crawling. Here we have our 4-channel receiver. I'm going to use the last port to plug in my light setup. So here we have our ESC. You can use this peg to switch between the NiMH and the LiPo batteries, so make sure that you have that in the right configuration if you're switching between battery types. And then next, there's 3 different crawl modes. One has braking when you release the throttle, and there's also reverse. There's a forward and a braking, and then there's crawl mode. I'll have to play around with these and see the different settings and how they function on the trails in my backyard. So it comes with LED lights already installed into our front and rear bumpers. The front ones are white, the back ones are red, and my battery's dead, so you're not going to get to see that. I also already installed some little tow hooks. So there's a lot of cool upgrades and features that you guys can add, including accessories, so that was awesome. The bumper positions are also adjustable, so if you have different bodies, I know they make a Sumo Proline body and some other bodies that might fit this, you can adjust where your bumpers are, both the front and the rears. So that's pretty cool. Okay, enough yapping. Let's go finish the body. I've been waiting to do this. It's been super rainy out, so I'm excited to now finish the body. So there are a few things that you're going to need when you paint your body. Obviously, you're going to need an RC LEXAN body. I definitely recommend getting the LEXAN specific paints. These are the Tamiyas. I'm going to be using 3 colors. We got our green here, we got our black, and then our smoke for the windows. I'm going to do a little bit of a window tint. I'm also hoping to outline the fenders in black and the truck bed black. And then our windows are going to have a little tint to them, and the rest of the body is going to be green. I have the Tamiya brand masking tapes, and these are going to be great for marking off cool designs on your body. So most bodies come with a film protectant on the outside to protect from overspray. So you're going to want to keep that on. It looks a little matte finished, and it's super fun to peel that off at the end and reveal your awesome paint job. And you're also going to want to make sure that you clean the body on the inside with some soap and water. That's to get off all the oils and anything and dust and make sure that your paint is going to adhere properly. Another thing that you're going to want to do is to cut out your body in advance. So you can use LEXAN body cutting scissors, or you can use the snap and score method where you grab a hobby knife and you score the body, and then you could just snap off the LEXAN. So this one's already been pre-cut. Another thing you want to do before you paint is to mark where your body posts poke through the body. So you can do that when it's clear. You set it on the body, and then you can use a Sharpie and mark where the posts go, and you can drill that out. In the Barrage, it comes pre-cut for you, so that's great. All right, let's dive into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is mask off your windows so you make sure that they're clear. The Barrage Kit does come with window masks pre-cut, so let's install those now. All right, so we've masked off our windows. You want to make sure that any of the edges are completely sealed because you don't want any paint to seep into there. So you can use your finger, go around, or you can use some type of squeegee or credit card to make sure that all the edges are completely sealed. So if you're using really light colors, they say to do your darkest colors first, because if you back anything in black or really dark color, it's going to change the appearance of that lighter color. But I'm using really dark colors here, so I'm going to paint my green first actually, and I'm going to mask off what I want in black. So as I mentioned, I do want these fenders marked off, and I also want the truck bed marked off. So I'm going to mask those off with my masking tape. All right, there we go, folks. That's all our masking. I masked off the fender flares and the running board here. I wanted to keep this strip here because if you see, the Barrage decals are black and the logo is clear, so I didn't want to have black on black, so I kept that clear here. Oops. And I also masked off this. This is a little crazy here with getting this down and getting it straight. So if this is your first body, I would say don't worry too much about having it be perfect. There's going to be a few flaws, but do the best that you can with masking things off and make sure that you run your finger along any of the lines to make sure that everything is nice and sealed. I did tape up the body post holes just because I didn't want to have any overspray if the masking is coming up around these holes here. I also masked off the grill. I'm going to try and do this cool method where you can do the fake carbon, and this is just sheeting that you use to put down on your cabinets. So I was going to try and do a little decoration here where you paint over and you can get a faux carbon look. So I'm going to try that out. All right, let's take it outside and do our first coat of paint. So we're in a well-ventilated area outside, and your first coat is going to be super, super light. You'd rather do more light coats versus just a few heavy coats. So we're going to do our first coat. And you're going to want to start the spray off of the body so you don't start with this huge globule of paint, and then you're going to end on the end of the body. So that's our first coat, super, super light. We're going to let it dry in between coats. This looks good to me, and give it some time and we'll come back and do another coat. So I also like to clean the cap in between coats to make sure that we're getting a nice clean spray every time. So you could just wipe this on a rag. All right, we have our multiple layers of green painted. I just made sure that it's dry. I had it in front of a heating fan on low power, and you can tell if it's dry by touching where you have the masking tape. And if it's tacky at all, I would say wait. But if it's completely dry, then you can take off your masking tape and do your next color. So I'm going to do black wherever I have the tape. I'm still going to keep the window masks on though. So let's take off our tape. A nice clean line. If you have any overspray, you can get a little blade and you can scratch that away and paint over it, and it should be okay. All right, so now I have my PS5 black Tamiya paint, and I'm going to go around and do my second layer. It's going to be the fenders and the trunk bed. And I kept my front and rear grills still masked up because I want to try a faux carbon look. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm ready to do my black. So let's take it outside and give it a spray. Okay, now that I'm finished with my final coat, I'm going to unmask the windows, and what you want to do is start at a corner and then just peel them straight off. My paint is mostly dry, but there's still a few little wet spots, so I'm going to be really careful with this. Ta-da! And then what I'm going to do is paint these with smoke, and this is pretty clear, so you'll still be able to see in through the windows, but it's gonna have a little tint to it. So. All right, now I'm gonna put the smoke so I have a little light tint on my windows. My favorite freaking part, you get to rip all of the tape off and the overspray film. So exciting. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, this looks so sick. So I did this cool grill on the front where you use the shelf lining material and you just spray another color over it. So I sprayed green, and then you take it off and you spray the black, back it with black. So I think that looks really sick. That's a lot better than I thought I was gonna. This is like kind of the faux carbon look. I really do like the fenders, and then the truck bed's black. So I might actually spray this with a matte color so it looks like a truck bed lining. So there we have it. Almost done. And we have a light tint on our windows. Subtle, but gives it a cool, neat little look there. Now we have our decals to add. Looks good. All right, the final touches of this build, adding the decals. With these, you wanna line it up and then start in a corner. It's always really hard. And you want to squeegee it one direction so you don't get any air bubbles. And this would not be one of the things that I'm very good at, but that looks pretty good to me. Alrighty, so I'm all done with all the decals. I'm really satisfied with the way this came out. I would give it about a 90 out of 100, or a 9 out of 10. All right, let's go put this on the chassis and finish it off. So here we have the final Barrage build. It's looking super sick. I am really excited about how it turned out. Wanted to keep it really clean as far as the aesthetics. I think this is a great quality kit for under the $200 price point. So stay tuned for my next episode. I'm going to take it out on the backyard crawler course and test it out on the trails. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll put a link to all the things that I use to do the painting of the body and all that in the description below. Or see you later. See you guys on the trail.